Alright, hello everyone. Welcome in. Looks like we got some head jabs in chat. That is going to be a lot of what we're... Actually, there aren't a ton of head jabs in this deck, which is kind of funny. I guess there are, like... I don't know. I guess you do have your head jabs, but you also have, like, good cards as well. But yeah, I kind of got the itch to play some Fi today, because I've heard that Fi's actually been doing pretty well, at least in some of the testing ramblings I think I've been hearing. Hey, Scorch Rose, how's it going? But yeah, I want to give Fi a shot because he kind of like, especially with like the newer kind of builds of Fi where they're like very like Phoenix Flame focused, where you're like doing like the Inflame stuff and the Phoenix, Art of Phoenix War. It seems like it's a lot more like Zen like than Fi I think was originally. Fi Air Gaming, yeah, that's also fair. I think this deck is like kind of unfair though. I've heard a lot of like rumblings about this being like kind of an interesting deck, so I want to kind of give it a shot. So this is kind of like a little bit of a hybrid between Lupine's list and I think a couple other lists I was seeing. So I'm gonna kind of give it a shot, just see how it goes. Again, this is, I think I titled the stream Fi don't know what I'm doing, or something like that. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a kind of test stream, but I did get a couple practice games in, so I feel like I'm at least a little bit more prepared than nothing at all. All right, so let's go and give it a shot. This deck I think is a lot more interesting than I think people give it credit for. Like you have a little bit of kind of like interesting matchup spread between like this deck when you compare it to like Katsu, I guess is like the main comparison. It seems like you have a little bit better of a Victor matchup. Also, let me go. I need to switch. Oh, I turned off my scene switcher though. Let me turn that back. Turn those on. All right, macros all good. All right, first or second to Celia first probably. Then I think this is a knocker matchup. Let's bring in our links. And I think this is an amulet matchup as well. I don't know if you want amulet and warmongers at the same time. I feel like warmongers is still like also kind of reasonable against Basilio. But I feel like they play around it also like pretty easily. Maybe go like 2 warmongers, three amulets. Try that. We're Marlin. Well, we'll do some more Marlin, I think, on Wednesday. I think I'm gonna do like more of like a video for that one. Right, we got the Oath of Loyalty, the Phoenix Flame. So I probably just want to Arsenal like this, maybe. Seems fine. Let's go ahead and push a little bit of damage. But yeah, Marlin we're probably gonna be doing on Wednesday for a video, and then for I think Friday we're doing the like vintage cube stream, which will be kind of cool. Or a tome shifter cube, I guess is the better name for it. Let's not destroy our links this early, I don't think. I feel like we should try to push a little bit of damage though, since it seems like their hand's kind of weak. Let's see. Also, I try to make the card a little bit bigger. I don't know if it's still big enough, but I always try to make it at least a little bit readable for y'all. Right. So if we want to, I guess there's no point banishing. We could also just like say F the Salt the Wound and just throw some extra damage here because it looks like they're not really bent on blocking very much here. Yeah, I actually kind of don't mind that. Look, we can like Arsenal Phoenix Flame as like a crappy starter. Seems relatively okay. Could have even maybe popped the links there for was that the 1 for 2 discard Phoenix Flame or whatever. All I know about Fi is you play the orangish red cards a bunch of, and then eventually hit them for 30 in a turn. Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like I don't often get those like 30 damage turns though, because like they just don't line up for me. At least when I was like practicing this deck, like it seems like you kind of have just like a bunch of like 20 damage turns. Like maybe I'm just like not hitting like the Fi high rolls. That's what it is. Okay, looks like they're just gonna shock us for a little bit. Ooh, their hand was bad. Okay, fair enough. I guess we probably could have gotten in for like a little bit more damage if we want to pop links there, but felt kind of weird popping links right away. Yeah, it seems about accurate though. Like these cards, I think some of them are a bit distinctive. Like Lava Burst feels like a very distinctive card to me. Not really like Flame Call Awakening, but like Spreading Flames and Ronin Renegade are like, I guess Ronin Renegade has got like a lot more blue, and that makes it a little bit more distinctive. But Like Rising Resentment is a card that like looks like every other Draconic card. It feels like to me. Funny enough, actually, Thayu I think was the hero that actually like I first started playing in the game. Tegan was playing Dromai, and I was playing Fi from like the Uprising Blitz decks or whatever. Draconic Ninja boring? Oh, Dragon Mom back? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think he is a little bit more boring than Dromai. I feel like he's got like a little bit more interesting play to him now that you have like the more like Phoenix Flame kind of build arounds. At least it seems more interesting to me. That's why I wanted to kind of play it. All right, so this is probably going to be an old knocker turn. Be awkward though. What are we pitching here? Like I want to pitch. Like, I think we might have to just end up getting rid of this flame call. Like pitch it to spreading, and then maybe like old knocker get our Phoenix Flame discarding machine. That seems okay. Go and try that. Gromai was very cool, but I feel like she also like especially towards the end when her card pool is like super supportive, or super supported rather. It felt like she started to get like kind of annoying towards the end there. I think people do really miss Dromai. They miss Dromai more than they miss Acilio. I will say that. Let's go ahead and pop our links here. Grabbing. Oh, interesting. You know what we actually could have done? We could have kept the Awakening, grabbed Ignite, and then we wouldn't have to pitch the Flame Call here. That actually would have been better, right? Maybe. Too late now. I guess we can still do the Fire Within thing though. Maybe. I feel like this card like doesn't necessarily give you like the damage returns you necessarily want. Yeah, I don't think anyone was asking for another Acilio, but that's fine. The Acilio enjoyers can have their day. I know I'm not thrilled about another Acilio, but it's fine. Also, I think we could have played. But we have. Did I miss a +1 there? I played the Phoenix Flame first. Played the Phoenix Flame, played the Fire that burns within, and then Ronin Renegade after. I think I would. I think I missed 1 damage there. All right, so I gotta like remember to sequence appropriately with this deck. So let's I guess go with the Fire first. Yeah, I just realized Pi is a ninja I quite like just because he plays very similar to Marionette, both blocking more than you think and hitting massive swing turns. Cecilia 2 seems more interesting, but I just love ponder tokens. That's fair. I think Fi is in a really interesting meta position because you're like verified Akatsu, and I think Fi supposedly has a better Victor matchup, although I've not like verified that personally, so maybe still a little bit suspect to me. But I think like the matchups that I guess I'm like concerned about for Fi is like it feels like your Marionette matchup is like not quite as good as Katsu's. Like Katsu's it feels actually very very good. Whereas with Fi it feels like a little bit more mid. And then I guess like Katsu Acilio is also like very free. But you do have like the added benefit of being like good into Victor. So like is that enough to kind of like make up for like the slightly lower damage output compared to Katsu? I think it probably is. I don't know. Depends how much Victor we're gonna end up seeing. Again, I don't really care much for like ProQuest Yokohama, but I'm more so wondering for like Nats or Pro Tour, or the Las Vegas Pro Tour. We'll kind of have to see. So I think I could have had 1 extra damage on this hand if I just played the Phoenix Swim first. Live and learn. Yeah, Marion is one of the biggest reasons Fi is a meta mainstay IMO. Yeah, that seems fair. Like, I actually feel very comfortable with Hatsu in a Marionette, because that's like a 3-turn game, basically. Like, we both look at the top, like, 12 cards of our deck, and then whoever's 12 cards are better, which normally is Katsu's, like, tends to do a little bit better. But with Fi, it feels like it's, like, a bit slower, but you're, like, better into Fatigue, I guess. So, like, you're better into Fatigue and you're better into Victor. Or like the 2 pros, I guess. I found our Artifice War, but it's kind of on an awkward hand. I guess we can use the Banneret here if we want to, assuming we're not getting like Mind Warped, which might be. They have just Sigil of Aether. I think we're actually in a fine spot here. I don't necessarily want to give them balance, but it's probably fine to trigger it. We get shocked again. Or no, oh, they have 2 null shocks gone. Actually, that's probably pretty good for us then. So I think what I'm doing is I'm pitching the Ronin here, the Artifice War. And then we'll play. I guess we can just like put Blaze Headlong in the stack, right? So they could blow us out with the last null shock, would be kind of brutal. But at least they have to like pitch for it, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, but like this is one of the matchups where it feels like it should be a lot more freer. Like it's kind of weird that we have to like run amulets in the board for this. Ooh. Is this a good hand? Not really, no. We could pitch to Emberblade, that sucks. We could Rise from the Ashes. I guess Rise from the Ashes in a lava verse is like not nothing, but not great. Oh, sorry, can you all hear me? Yeah, let me know if I am a little bit louder now. I moved the mic a little bit. Yeah, let me know in chat if you all can hear me. I see it on OBS. It seems like it's doing pretty good, but maybe chat can't hear me. All right, what are they doing here? Oh, okay. Maybe they just want accidentally is Talishar freaking out? All right, there we go. Oh, they're on 2 of null shotgun most. Okay, that's good. Good information. I sound boss. Okay, cool. I assume that means good. All right, so I think we have to close the chain here, which kind of sucks, but then we can at least play these out. I guess that opens us up to a wobble, which is kind of funny, but they still have to give us like 2 cards here. And then do the best with whatever they have left. Oh, the funny thing is, if they have another cloud cover, then the lava burst is going to do some work. Sure. Oh, it might have been the mic proximity. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll try to make sure I'll test that out before the stream. Oh, YouTube Live makes it quieter? I didn't know that. Interesting.
I also mess with the audio.
Oh, yeah. Tegan also does a lot of audio work for the YouTube videos, so I guess we're wrestling this, sure. But yeah, Tegan has like stuff in DaVinci that makes the audio sound a little bit nicer than over stream. It's also like we need to maybe get some attachments for the microphone to make it sound a little bit cleaner. But Tegan tends to like clean a lot of that up over video. That's why you might not hear as much. All right. Well, they do. I mean, they should probably have a Gone in a Flash by now. All right, maybe they're just blasting instead. So what is like the bare minimum I need to kill them here? I mean, I don't think they can kill me on 3 cards from here. At least I doubt it. It seems like a stretch. I mean, we could just like give them the Shuko. No real reason not to. I doubt we're gonna get Shuko value. Let's see what they got here though. Alright, blink. Bounce the conductivity. So I assume we're probably just getting like Mind Warped or something, which is not that good. Kind of overdue for a warp. Okay, just another etching's also okay. Yeah, it seems like the mages didn't find their Gone in a Flash, which I guess I wonder what are the odds of Acilio finding Gone in a Flash? Like assuming that they like play optimally, like in the first 3 turns. I'm kind of curious. I don't think I've ever actually done that math before. Let's grab our Phoenix Flame, and then think we're gonna lead off on Ignite because this will force a block. And we probably are just gonna go for the Phoenix War. Again, assuming that they don't have like a third Null Shock somewhere in here. One thing I do really love about Phi is just the art in this card goes hard as fuck. The art, like the art of this card is like super sick. I don't know, just the colors on it, like the yellow and the oranges are very cool. Like it looks like very distinctive compared to like other Draconic cards, I guess. So we can pump this by one, which I guess we might as well do. Like the yellows and like the blacks and like the oranges like feel very cool to me. All right, seems like they may just had kind of a bad hand here. They also didn't see any sigils, which I guess is kind of fortunate for us. I guess they saw one the turn they died, but probably not super impactful. Lots of lightning presses as well. Wait, were they on a yellow press? I thought I saw them like, oh, maybe they pitched one on turn one and that's what it was. But yeah, that's a lot of lightning presses as well. All right, good first one, I guess, to start it off on. All right, let's get another one. This is probably going to be just like a chill buy stream. Again, I don't really have tons of stake in this deck. I kind of just wanted to test it out as like kind of an option for Nats or for Pro Tour. Just kind of wanted to like kind of explore other decks for a little bit. I'm probably going to end up bringing Marlin realistically, but I think that it kind of depends. Like if Marlin's in like a terrible meta position, which she often does find herself in, then I can see myself like not bringing her. We'll see how it goes. Oh, 3 press is normal. Interesting. I remember that a lot of people were cutting press originally. Let's go first into Tech Low. Tunic seems good. These all seem good. I do want the tenacity though, so maybe we can like we can maybe just fat deck like one card. I think that's acceptable. Sure. Let's fat deck one card and see how that goes. And generally, I do like decks that tend to do very well into fatigue, so Phi kind of feels like it fits that niche, which is why I also kind of want to play him a little bit. I don't want to Arsenal the Flame Call. I think it's the target, because I feel like Flame Call does synergize with a lot of your like Phoenix Flame enablers. I feel like arsenaling enablers in this deck is always tends to be kind of good. But yeah, 3 Lightning Press being normal is kind of interesting. I mean, it's just an instant that like is +3, so like the stat line's very good. Oh boy, they're about to take a lot of damage. How much damage, I guess, are we going to push here? So we send in Blaze Headlong. It's not a ton of damage. We get to Arsenal the Awakening. They have a Fate, yeah. Okay, maybe I lied. Maybe they're actually not taking like any damage this turn. That's okay though. We at least get to set up an Arsenal. I don't think I want to tutor for a Phoenix Flame and put in an Arsenal. That seems kind of low value. I think we'll just chill here. What I probably meant to say this turn was that they're like blocking a lot of damage, which is actually what they end up. They're also running the AB version. All right, so they got their first Diva online, but now they have to ramp up to their other ones. Oh, we do have I think a pretty good turn here. So we can do Rising, Flame Call, Fire that burns within, Firebrand, assuming that they don't disrupt us here. It looks like is what they're gonna go for. Okay, Pulse Wave Protocol as well. Interesting. These new like beta arms or like the beta equipment just seem so good every time I see them. The one awkward thing is we might not be able to sword this turn, which I guess we could pitch the Firebrand if we wanted to go like -1 damage +1 card. Kind of bad though. Like the thing that's interesting about the base legs is it makes it so like they can basically draw a card off their hero power every turn, which is kind of nuts. All right, let's go ahead and see. Got here. Was there actually a way that we could have? I think we always had to lead on the Rising Resentment, right? I don't know if there's a way we could have actually I guess we might as well banish this. No, I guess there's no real point. Let's go ahead and Flame Call now. Grab our Phoenix Flame. I do like a lot of the like. I feel like the Compendium 5 cards are pretty compelling from like the gameplay aspect of it, like managing the Phoenix Flames, like figuring out a way like maybe to like put them back into a deck at some point. I don't know. It seems just very like tactilely interesting to me. Let's go ahead and fire that burns within. Right, another inflame. Interesting. Huh. So now the question is, if we links get another Phoenix Flame, we can get like our last one of these fires that burns within, which would potentially be like a 1-for-7 if we wanted to. The alternative play is we just like set up another arsenal again, but that being said, Tekla does have a lot of like arsenal disruption. I feel like we want to save links for like the Art of Phoenix War turn though. Maybe I don't want to get like too greedy with it. Alright, so let's go for the Inflame now. This doesn't really matter a ton, but probably nice to make like 5 and 1 versus like 2 and 4. Maybe sounds a little bit more annoying. Also, why is there stuck on the screen? Alright, Terminator Tank gone. 1 card in hand. They got their Steel Soul Processor out as well. I mean, Inflame's not a bad arsenal. I actually really like this card a lot as well. I think people were down on this card when like the set first revealed, but I feel like you get to go to the like 4 mode a lot more often than not, which is kind of cool. And it also like synergizes with like spreading flames and stuff, which is kind of interesting. And so I think we're gonna sit on links and try to go for like the big Art of Phoenix War turn. That being said, our hand it sucks for it. Maybe this is not that turn. Yeah, this hand's really awkward. So what's the play here? We can actually just burn this and just try to set up for the second Art of Phoenix War. Like we pitch a blue to Fi, do that, draw some fresh cards, hope to draw into our kind of go again enablers. I think that seems reasonable. And we do have our Tunic if we also need a fix. So maybe drawing the blues is actually not the worst thing in the world when you have Art of Phoenix War. Okay, Fire that burns within is good. Blaze Headlong is actually a perfect enabler here. So we already got our Phoenix. We can actually get an Inflame off of Lynx if we want to for this, or we can Arsenal that, but I don't know, it feels a little bit weird. All right, let's go for the Blaze Headlong first here then. Yeah, the Talishar, the amount of times I draw like 3 blues, like I think I'm on a normal amount of blues. So I call this the Lupine adjacent list because I basically copied his exact ratios, and I think he's on 14 blues, and the other lists that I was looking at were also on 14 blues. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not actually running that many, but maybe the deck is disagreeing with me on that. All right, question from Slim Tummy T. I've gotten a little burnt out on Marionette and currently shopping around different heroes. I tried Jarl, RKO, and Marlin, and nothing seemed to be clicking just yet. Any suggestions for you to get burnt out on your main deck? I think you're kind of doing the thing that I would probably recommend to be doing, which is just to like try new things. You always kind of be surprised by what you end up liking at the end of it. Like even if something doesn't stick right away, you maybe like go back and like figure out like what you were doing wrong, or maybe find a better list, and then it starts like clicking a little bit more. I think that's kind of like what I'm not like burnt out on Marlin, but I kind of don't know exactly where the meta is going to take us immediately, like right before like ProQuest Yokohama, and I don't really have like that much stake in it. So I feel like right now I'm kind of just like window shopping for other potential decks I would play in the event that like Marlin doesn't work out for whatever reason. That's kind of what I'm just doing right now. But again, like I feel like Marionette's probably like a really easy deck to burn out on, just because they have been around for a while and the deck hasn't changed a ton. It's obviously changed a ton like post release since they uh like the deck was like kind of like this weird like bad version of Slippy for a while, and then like just turned into this like nightmare monster. Um, but like since the Dagger Marionette came out, I feel like that deck hasn't really changed all that much. So like I feel like the burnout around it kind of makes a fair bit of sense. Yeah, I feel like my recommendation is to have like 1 to 2 decks that you feel like really confident on that you could like take and just like do well with, and then like have maybe like a couple other decks you kind of bounce around just to kind of like either learn or just like kind of do it for fun. Like I think for now, for me, like Marlin is like my main hero, and then I don't know what my second hero is. Still kind of like trying to figure that out. I think Katsu I kind of want to do a little bit more with, so like maybe I might explore a little bit more Katsu at some point. I know Blazing for Lethal's actually been putting together a kind of cool Katsu list. I think he's been doing a lot of work on it. I have to go see what he's doing. All right, so this hand is great, right? Get to do all the things. This deck is like at least nice from like a kind of relaxing gameplay perspective, in the sense that like um sometimes the lions are a little bit weird, but like overall it's not like the hardest deck in the world to pilot. Um don't tell Lupine I said that. But like I think this deck is like kind of chill. Like it's not quite as like completely like I guess like RNG dependent as like AO is, but it feels like there's like a little bit of decision making maybe. Feels like the decision making is more like a macro level than like a turn to turn level, I guess. I went new Marionette, Verdance, Marionette, Marlin. But at the end of every season, I was bouncing around a lot. That's fair, Tasha. Yeah, you played a lot of decks. I think, wasn't it during, I'm trying to think when we played. Was it the, I think you were on Verdance at one point, right? Yeah, yeah, you said you were on Verdance after Marionette. I think I remember playing you in the Pitch Perfect League. That was fun. I wonder when are they gonna put together the next one of those? I'm kind of curious. Let's go ahead. So we have one Phoenix Flame left in the deck. I almost don't want to play this. I almost want to just save that as an enabler. Means I probably shouldn't have closed the chain, but whatever. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What was I on? Oh, I was on. I think I was on Jarl or something. Maybe. I think I wanted to play Marlin, but I like didn't have all the cards at the time, so I was just like playing whatever I had on hand. Yeah, Rainbow Pitch League was a lot of fun. That was actually probably the best like webcam fab league I think I played. I wasn't a huge fan of the what is it called? What's the other fab league that I was a part of? Why am I like drawing league that means nothing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like I fell off of that pretty hard towards the end. I feel like it was maybe just like the time zone thing was the biggest issue for me though. Like otherwise the games were quite fun. But yeah, I think Rainbow Pitch is where it's at. Alright, let's go find. So I think I'm gonna Arsenal this because I don't want to grab a Phoenix Flame out of my deck just like right away. Like I want to kind of wait on this and maybe just kind of keep this as an Arsenal. It does mean we get opened up to like their CNC or whatever. I feel like we're so far ahead that we don't really care if we eat a CNC. No links. Just chill for a bit. Alright, so we were just looking for another Art of Phoenix War, and then I think this game should be pretty much over. Pretty close to it, at least. Alright, another Evo online, that's fine. Alright, double Lava Burst. Not super helpful. We can Arsenal one of them, so it's not the end of the world. I guess we can go ahead and use it now. Takes a Ponder token, so it's not bad. We might honestly just want to double Lava Burst with the Dragon Scalers this turn. And we can also inflame, which is kind of funny. Although I don't know how good this actually is. Another funny thing is we could pitch the Phoenix Flame back in the deck if we wanted to save it for another like Flame Call Awakening at a later point. I'm kind of tempted to do like Pull Tunic and do that. Seems actually kind of alright. Oh, how's everyone doing in chat today? How y'all faring with the upcoming Lightning set, the shooting of Vasilio in the kneecaps? A lot of fun developments going on in Fab right now. When is Yokohama, by the way? I actually need to look that up. I know I saw aggro prepping for it. Let's see. Pro Tour Yokohama. Let's see. April 9th and 12th. Oh, that's like next weekend. Oh, that's gonna be pretty sick. You casual 5 card or 6 card five hand. Let's. I don't think we care about links. I think we're just still saving up for the mega pop off turn. Imagine this hand will probably get the job done most of the way. Let's go for. So we could actually, if we wanted to, get the last fire that burns within and just go to town on them. I kind of like just pitching one of these Phoenix Flames at least. Like having one in the deck to enable the Flame Call seems quite strong. I think I'm gonna do that. I don't know like what the best practice around that is though. Rise Up and or Phoenix form would go crazy here. Oh, that's true. So it's actually kind of funny. Some of the lists that I was looking at were running like I think like a 1 of Phoenix form. Or like a 1 or a 2 of basically. I think like I don't feel like that's like completely unreasonable. Maybe we'll actually kind of test that out today. But let's go. So Phi. All right, pitch the Phoenix Flames. That's good. So I guess we just double do these. And still a lot of damage here. Yeah, spice up the deck. Okay, we're gonna do some Phoenix form after this because I have seen that like actually be like a like 1 or 2 of. I kind of want to actually see how that plays because it feels like we are making like a lot of Phoenix Flames. Which is like the cool part of the deck, right? Like that's like I don't know, like that's the thing that makes this deck more interesting than just like a normal just like redline deck is like there is that like Phoenix Flame synergy that makes it a lot cooler. Like it feels a lot like Zen in that regard. You're just like managing this kind of as a resource, which is interesting. I'm sad I wasn't able to make the Yokohama trip, but I'm glad I got to save the stress on testing. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are stressing on the Yokohama format right now. Feels very much like Marionette's still the deck to beat. I feel like a lot of decks that are kind of prevalent right now don't have like amazing answers to it. Oh, this is kind of interesting. I didn't mean to do that. Actually, sorry. Let's see if we can go back. They're playing Tekla, so they might not let us. Okay, let's just. I think I forgot to play that before the Lava Burst. Okay, 1 miss damage. Misplay on the board. I don't think I care for roll. All right, someone uptick the misplay counter in chat. Okay, let's start with the spreading flame, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of just hand dumping at this point because we're kind of gonna get in the range for the other version of the War Machine or whatever. We're gonna start getting the War Machine range, and they probably do have CNCs in deck somewhere. Yeah, minor punt. Did I miss 1 or 2? I think I missed 2 damage, right? Did I activate Shuko that turn? Minor punt, but we're sitting at 40 against a Tekla, so I don't know how much this is actually gonna matter. Best practice though. I think I'm gonna Arsenal the Rise from the Ashes as the starter here. I really like Rise in this deck as a blue. Feels like it just enables a bunch as well. Yeah, let's maybe tweak the list a little bit after this and just kind of explore maybe Phoenix form because that seems kind of fun. You would have brought Marionette and I don't know Kano. Silver Age is the area I feel like my locals have been hyped too competitively about. Seems like Valda's doing quite well, but beyond that, I don't really see a ton in it for me. Them blocking with the War Machine is also concerning. I feel like that means that there's potentially another one gonna follow up. Huh. So we might be losing this arsenal. That's fine. Yeah, I feel like Terra is like if Stack Florian is not doing as well, then I think Terra's or if Stack Florian is doing quite well, I think not a ton of reasons to play Terra. Also, what are these hands? I swear I'm only running 14 blues, but maybe we're just hitting the bad hands here. All right, they choose any number. All right, so they can basically just take whatever out of my hand. Fine, not the end of the world. Rob, I really wish I liked Sage more. Yeah, I think it's kind of gotten like resolved again, which is weird. I don't know. It feels like the cards in it. So I think what everyone's kind of feeling right now is just that the cards are kind of boring, which is unfortunate. Like it feels like the issue is like the what Sage did was it basically introduced like a lot of equipment stuff, but it didn't introduce a lot of like super interesting like archetype support. Like I think Fi got a little bit in the sense that he got like a lot of those like kind of Phoenix Flame synergy cards, like those like these are the kind of cards that make Sage interesting. But it feels like a lot of the heroes and classes just like did not get those cards, and then I feel like that's why people feel a little bit weird about it. I'm gonna just start with the mounting, I guess. I kind of want to still sit on the Rise from Ashes and Arsenal. You know, Lexi, I think, is actually a really maybe well positioned Silver Age deck right now. That'd probably be fun to play Lexi at ProQuest. Like I know Anthony Pham was doing quite well with her, and it seems like Guardian's on the decline. I guess the main concern is still Valda though, right? For Lexi, just because you're going to be like death dealing so much. Yeah, I don't know what Rob, if you're still in the chat, what is the Lexi Valda matchup like? I've not kept up with it. Right, how many reacts have we also seen out of them? We've seen 5 reacts so far. Well on our way to oh whoops. Sorry. Let's click. Uh, okay. You're texting Lexi Valda and it feels unwinnable. Unwinnable for Lexi. Unwinnable for Lexi or unwinnable for Valda. I feel like it seems rough for Lexi, right? My initial impression, but I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I expected. Yeah, I feel like Valda is kind of just like no offense to you, Rob. I feel like Valda is kind of just like a weirdly numbers kind of like it kind of feels like Terra to me, which is wild. Like because you're like way more proactive, but it kind of feels like that. Yeah, the fridge on Valda is also like nutty. Okay, so this is probably gonna be the pop off hand because we do have the spreading now. Can we play everything though? I guess the question. I think the ignite helps a lot. No offense taken. Yeah, that's fair. I like Valda's still a really cool hero. Like from like a meta position wise, she's like very interesting. But like, I feel like playing her sometimes feels just like, you know. So how do we want to start this? I think we start by Tunic spreading flames, right? I think we can just play out this entire hand. I'm not discounting. So Tunic pays for the spreading flames. Ignite pays for the flame call. Tenacity is tenacity. I think we're good. I keep on playing decks that have either rough Valda or gravy matchups. It's fair. Is that for CC you mean? I assume you're kind of referring to Marlin, which is fair enough. The Valda matchup is terrible for Marlin. I think we like tried to lab just like a way to make that matchup like even somewhat playable, and like I think the end kind of answer that we came to was just it's not even worth it, which is sad. Feels like there's not really a lot of counterplay for Marlin. One thing I was thinking about was like unmovable plus trenches sunken depths to like pay for the immovable, and maybe just run it as a 2-up, but I don't even think that helps. I don't know. The Volda matchup seems still seems like very cursed to me. Let's lead off on the Phoenix Flame, so this will get the first buff. So Phoenix Flame, Ignite, Flame Call, Tenacity, maybe pop something with Lynx. Depends how we're feeling. Yeah, I feel like Sage Gravy is like not a real deck, unfortunately. Not yet, at least. I think like with a couple new cards, maybe with the new set, it'll be a little bit better. But right now, it seems pretty bad. We are getting like full spreading flame value, which is kind of nasty here, though. Pretty gross. Oh, speaking of gravy. So I was actually practicing for the Tome Cube coming up on Friday, and I drafted this very funny deck. So, for those of you who don't know, like Tome Shapeshifter Cube, you can basically run cards from any class or talent, and you get to pick your hero and also your weapon. So I drafted this Kano Allies deck, which I think is like kind of busted. So you basically get to like play any card in like Fab's history or whatever. And this deck seems like absurd. Like playing a Chowder off the top with Kano seems like I want to throw up in my mouth. It's so disgusting. But that's the funny thing I've been practicing for on Friday. I don't know if that's actually like a real deck though. Maybe it's not, but it's very funny that it could be. Um, this could be the turn to pop links. I don't know what I want though. It has to be something with Go again. What are my options? Lava Burst isn't good. Because we don't have the action point. I guess we could like pitch the tenacity. I think maybe I'm just chilling on links. Oh my god. I keep closing the chain. I'm boring. Alright, there we go. It's so easy to close the chain. This deck in particular. If I did it again. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? Wait, did I? No, it's fine, right? Okay. No, okay. We're fine. We're fine. Sorry, I got like paranoid that I was closing the chain. Okay. Search. Grab that Phoenix Swing we put. So this is why I put the Phoenix Swing back in the deck earlier. I feel like enabling this card is kind of nuts. Alright, just trying my best to like not accidentally close the chain here. Alright, let's go ahead and links now, maybe. See what there is. Oh, Firebrand seems fine as just a 0 for 4. Sure. Let's go ahead and take that, I guess. It also makes this Draconic, which is kind of funny. Sorry, a little off topic. Still trying to figure out when to run Seekers on Marlin into run Seekers. Sorry, hold on. Am I like forgetting my Marlin cards?
Honing Hood, maybe?
You mean Honing Hood? Wait, when to run Wait, what is Seekers? Okay. Seems like our opponent maybe scooped it up there, which is fair. Seekers. Hold on, let me search Seekers and see if I'm missing something. This is the deck that I've been kind of working on.
Maybe Hood.
Okay, yeah, Hood. Okay, cool. Hood, you basically almost always run it going second. Is now what we kind of figured out. Like, you basically like even like I don't think Warmonger like having Honing Hood to play around Warmongers is kind of like bad. Like most of the time, you just like have to kind of eat the Warmongers, which kind of suck. Like, there's not really a lot of counterplay that Marlin has to like Warmongers, and like if you like the only way that I'm like playing around Warmongers with Honing Hood is if I like have the ability to keep it and like also like load on turn 0 base. Like if I have like a 3 oak in my opening hand, like that's the way that I like hold on to Honing Hood without having to like use without having to use it to load basically, right? So I feel like most of the time the answer is like Honing Hood doesn't actually like let you play around Warmongers in like a super meaningful way. And Like sometimes you just have to like eat it, which kind of is bad. Like there's not really great counterplay that Marlon has to Warmongers in general, which is still kind of a design flaw that she has, but you know. Oh, we get to play against Victor. This is a matchup that I've wanted to practice a bit. So let's go second, I think. This is a flame scale matchup, and then let's bring in the tenacity as well. I feel like I could maybe drop a Warmongers here. Drop like one other card because I like Salt and I also like tenacity in this matchup. I think Sinks. Hold on, let me actually check. Hold on, I'm gonna give them a good luck, have fun, so they don't leave. Give me 1 second. Let me check my notes and see what we're actually running in this matchup. Decks, my decks. I need to consult my list that I'm copying off of Victor. All right, so this is a no react matchup. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's run it like this. I think this list is running double tenacity, so maybe one salt, one tenacity is still kind of fine. But yeah, it kind of sucks that Marlon still doesn't have like super meaningful counterplay to Warmongers. It's been a problem she's had for a while. This is Handbox 9, so let's go ahead and do that. Seems good to me. We did lose our salt for what it's worth, but that's fine. We still have the tenacity. Let's go ahead and start with Fire Tenant. Actually, this hand's kind of perfect, assuming that we don't get flashed here. Then let's follow up with either Blaze or Ember Blaze. Oh, well, we haven't played a Draconic card, so this wouldn't work. We need to do the Blaze first. Oh, we actually, sorry, we don't, this hand isn't perfect. We don't have the extra chain link for viability, which is fine. So I think here we're probably just gonna Arsenal the Lava Burst, throw Ember Blade. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the Phoenix form back in. Sorry, you're right. Z. Well, remind me after this game. We'll put it back in. I got distracted by complaining about Marlon. Yeah, we'll do a couple games with Phoenix form and just kind of see how it goes. Getting some good chip in here. At least that's nice. Yeah, we'll test Phoenix form after this game. Because I think it is semi-real. Is the hood going second tech to just load on? Yeah, basically. So like the you want to Arsenal. So here's how hunting hood works. Let me go ahead and pull open actually the Marlon list so we can like talk about it. We'll do this while this Fi game is playing in the background because the Fi game isn't super compelling. But let's go ahead and do this. So like the prior to Arsenal targets for Honing Hood are like basically just any disruptive arrows, so like King Shark, Kraken, Bluefin, Redfin, etc. Like 3 Oak's a great target, Codex is a great target if you block with an arrow. Just anything that's like a super good target. Like the targets that I'm not trying to Arsenal with Honing Hood turn 0 are like C4 Salvage, or like Shifting Tides, or like Catch of the Day. Like any buff is also kind of bad to load. It's hand dependent sometimes, but in general, like that's kind of like what I'm looking for. Okay, it seems like they also got disable here. Oh, so if they're gonna throw disable this turn, we should probably just Lava Burst now. But that's kind of what I'm looking for in terms of like Honing Hood. Is just like looking for like one of those cards that's like a priority kind of Arsenal target, and then just trying to send those. It seems like they're gonna try to sit on this disable for a while, which is fine. Hand's a little bit awkward here. Let's see what's up with the Clash if we wanted to. Not completely unreasonable. Especially if you know they're going to send a disable, like trying to hold the oath is kind of weird. I guess it's kind of weird regardless, right? I think we're just supposed to eat this. But yeah, in general, Hunting Hood is to like just basically draw an extra card. It's kind of the way I think about it. Let's start with our oath here. Unfortunately, double oath being a little bit awkward here. All right, they got the test. It's good. So we might be getting disabled next turn. It's only a blue one, so it's actually not the end of the world. We just have to give like maybe flame scale plus card. Go ahead and flame, I guess. Also double pitch to Ember Blade if we really wanted to. Isn't that more damage actually? We go off an Arsenal, but it's technically like if they, assuming that they want to eat our Arsenal anyways, like me, that's actually fine. Huh, interesting. Because like the oath is basically like we're assuming the oath gets 0 value next turn because they're gonna disable it, or like functionally 0. And if that's the case, then getting the 3 damage now is better than getting the 4 damage later. Does that make sense? Maybe. Like, I kind of just want them to play this disable for like 0 value. I think if I can help it. That's good. Bye. I guess the one thing about the oath is that it does make them do it. Kind of interesting. Like forces a disable out, but how concerned I should be about that. Oh, boulder drop. Okay. Sure. So how do we want to deal with that? So we can give them 2 armor here. Seems reasonable. And then we can keep this hand, which maybe we want to try to Arsenal Fire that burns with. I guess that runs in the same problem though. Alternative play is we can Phoenix Bannerman. Oh wait, actually, hold on. If we eat this, go to 29. We put the Ronin Renegade on top. We play Fire that burns within Bannerman. Then we get a 3 wide with the Phoenix Flame, and then we also get the Ponder token. I think we're just supposed to take this. Assuming that we don't get like Test of Iron Grip here. I feel like this actually is the play, right? Because we now know we're drawing into a 0 cost, which is actually kind of good. Oh yeah, thank you, Donnie, for the reminder. All right, let's go ahead and start with the Bannerman head. Oh, we're gonna shuffle though. Okay, never mind. This play was bad. Always gotta try to. We're just gonna draw a head job off the top. It's fine. Let's go ahead and just do that. The play can't be bad if I just draw perfectly, right? Yeah, exactly. No, that's not actually perfect. That's fine. It's acceptably bad, I think. At least my head was in the right spot. I just forgot that we're gonna like shuffle away the top card. That's on me. So we can think about lynxing here, but I feel like it's pretty weak. I think we're still just waiting for that one good like Phoenix War turn. Still not getting our Phoenix Flame here is also a little bit rough. I mean, we're getting at least a little bit of good damage in here. Whatever that's worth. Seems like they're maybe gonna try to go for disable here. Ooh, Artifice. Yeah. So pitching that. Going for 8. And our hand's not great here. Like we could just send or take an off turn. Alternative play is we just throw all of our armor in front of it and go to town. That might be the play. Wait, is this the? This kind of feels like the play, right? Throw 5 armor. We lose our Juko, which is pretty bad. Okay, so there's 2 options here. We either give armor or we give basically the entire hand. And then we just take an off turn and hope that they can't do anything next turn. Even if they're playing Victor, though, I feel like I kind of like maybe just trying to push the damage. I feel like a better player would know what to do here, but let's go ahead and try to make this play and see how it goes. I feel like we could definitely get punished knowing that they still have balanced quick dodge up. Like maybe losing Shuko over the course of the long game could be pretty rough, but we'll see. So let's start, I think, with these spreading flags and give them just like minimal information here. Coming up for 6, which is also not nothing. I do hope that they don't have a test here. It'd be like worst case scenario. If they do, it's not the end of the world, I think. We like discard the Phoenix Flame, do something. It should hopefully. Ooh, we got another one. Is that good? With Ignite, it's good, right? I think this is okay. We do have to connect with something, though, is the issue. Okay, so we got a little bit of work cut out for us. So I cost 2. I guess we now play the second Spreading Flames. Sorry, I'm trying to think out of the sequence. I think this makes sense. Play the second one. Okay, they have a test. Yeah. At least it's not Iron Grip. That'd probably be worst case scenario. So we could also do with this hand is just set up another turn for next turn. They don't full block here. Okay, so they did stop us from playing the second one, which is kind of funny. Get our Phoenix Flame here. At least the Phoenix Flame is coming in for... Yeah. Or it's coming in for 4 because of the double Spreading Flames plus the Phoenix. That's pretty good. For what it's worth, we did buy basically a full turn of tempo. Is there anything we can sneakily get off Mask here that would matter? They blocked how many cards this chain? Let's take a look. So we got 2 here. Plus the quick dodge is 3, 4. 5. Looks like they blocked 5 cards, so the links. Problem is we needed some way to make the thing to... I guess we still get it anyways, because we want to just get as much value here as possible. So let's go and get our Lava Burst here, I think, right? Because the Lava Burst is getting +3 in total. This is Draconic versus the Tenacity, which is not getting the full value. Yeah, so let's get the Lava Burst. I think that seems reasonable. Finish on that. I mean, Lava Burst for 8's not bad. It's pretty good. All right, so now we have full tempo with a Phoenix War in Arsenal, which is really good. So now we just need to make sure we keep it up from here. So we need to make sure they don't find their extra blocks. They've seen 2 Test of Strengths, so we still got some Trounces in store, and then maybe we've also got the Grips as well. I feel like most victors are on Grips. Let's go ahead and start with the Ronin Renegade here, because this requires us to play a red card. So I think the play is we inflame, and then we try to do the fire that burns within off the 5 Phoenix Flame. I think that's the maneuver. We're missing out on like 1 damage from this, but I don't think there's a better way to sequence it. Got our Phoenix Flame.
Beat Ascension 10.
Oh, you beat Ascent on Silent?
Yeah.
Nice.
But not hard. But
fair enough. Oh, hi, Rangers 2308. How's it going? We're just playing Spy, having a little chill stream. I do like this deck a lot for what it's worth. Ooh, Oath of Loyalty is kind of a crap draw. That's fine. We'll make it work. So now I think we're doing, I guess, Emberblade. For what it's worth, we've capitalized on the tempo super hard here. So as long as we can keep up the pressure here, we're probably in decent shape. Start Phoenix Flame. Mounting Anger. I don't think that lets us play our Oath, right? I think the Oath is still kind of locked there. 8 seems good. Still not taking a ton of damage here, but we are getting like most of their hand, which is kind of nice. I guess we get to sit on Oath again. They're not sending any damage, so me, I can't complain too much here. But yeah, some awkward draws, I think. I definitely do want to try out, try to like mentally make myself remember to try out Phoenix form after this game. I think what I'm thinking is, here, let me actually just do it now while we wait. So let me try this. So let's cut actually let's go down on like 1 Oath. And then I'm thinking we go up on, or maybe like cut the fire tenants as well. Let's bring in some Phoenix Forms. We might be butchering the deck here a little, but I kind of want to have a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun as a tree. Let's bring like 2 Phoenix Forms and then like 1 Inflame. Where's the other Inflame? Like just to like enable it a little bit more. And then what else do I want? We'll think about it. I'm missing like 1 card there. Alright, Tesseract Grip, pretty good. So let's discard Phoenix Flame, I guess? Sure. That's acceptable. You request 1 Rise Up. Okay, what is Rise Up? Remind me of that one again. Rise Up. Is that the bad one? What is this one? Oh, Rupture, plays Dominate, and then plus X or X. Okay, we all right. We can do that. Z. All right, one Rise Up for the memes. Let's do it. All right, and then let's move that out of the deck. Let's do it. That seems fun. Let's now do, I guess, the mounting here. What, 1 for 7, I promise? Okay. The card's bad, then I'm blaming you. But I'm assuming it's good because you recommended it. Ooh, double Might off the Thunk is pretty rough. Seems pretty good. Still kind of in an okay spot here, though. As long as they're not like hard disrupting us next turn, we're probably in okay shape. Or 5, so we can always just block. Alright, if it's a 1 for 7 with Dominate, I think that seems pretty alright. Losing the Shuko does feel like a little bit painful for what it's worth, but we did have a pretty good pop-up turn. I don't know, maybe it wasn't, though. Is there any Fi aficionados in chat? Let me know. Okay, Chokeslam. So I imagine they're just sending like a big hammer next turn. They could also like try to pull two, like if they have like another visit, that could be pretty good for them. Like visit into draw some goodies. Alright, cracking a gold. I feel like a lot of times I see Victors like crack gold, they just like brick super hard, but it looks like they're not gonna brick here. Sure. How big deck is the Rising? So they are kind of milling us out a little bit here, but I don't think we're like too concerned. Turn the Oath. I do still really like Oath in this deck. Annoying, but alright, win in the clash. Let's get rid of, I guess, our Rise from the Ashes in this case. Yeah, the Test of Iron Grips are pretty rough. But at least we still got our Ember Blade. Alright, so that is the second Test of Iron Grip. Second Trouts as well, okay. Trying to hit their good cards now. Does this deck really have that great of a Victor matchup? Maybe it does. Maybe I'm just like playing it wrong. Like maybe we should have held on to Shuko for like the long game or something. Seems definitely kind of weird. Alright, plays. Definitely feels like I'm like more in the game than if I was like playing Katsu or whatever though. Feels like it does have like that kind of going for it. Alright, visit here. Yeah, pretty good. Alright, Grindstone we can deal with. So this hand's actually quite good. So yeah, we're gonna go and just use it. We need them. They have CNC next turn, so no keeping an arsenal for us. Let's start with the Rise here. For what it's worth, we could have concealed a little bit of information there and just like not done the Phoenix Flame right away. Probably the smarter move. But in this case, I guess we go for the Inflame now to play around test. That seems reasonable. Because if they test it now, then we just discard this and it's like losing wish damage or whatever. Alright, so we have one more trounce, one more test, one more test. And we should be all out of block cards, assuming that they are running like all 9, which a lot of victor lists I feel like aren't. We'll see. And then Ignite. Does Ignite do anything interesting? We could do like the double Emberblade swing thing, but the problem with double Emberblade swing is it doesn't synergize with the art core. Huh. See how it goes. Fate. What fates have we seen? Have maybe one more fate left. Maybe see what the good victor lists are looking like. Just like know what kind of threats they still have left. Let's go for the Emberblade, and then we could pitch the Phoenix Flame. I mean, lava. Oh, we've not actually seen any of our fire. What is that card called? The Flame Call Awakening. That was like lava something. Just hallucinating cards at this point. Yeah, we ignite, and we can swing the Emberblade one more time. I think I like that move. Yeah, we can Dragon Scaler, put on the Emberblade, pitch the Phoenix Flame, re-enable our Flame Call Awakening, and then we're kind of cooking. Oh wait, wait, I misread this. Oh shit, hold on. I need to, because it discounted the stupid thing. I need to actually do more time. All right, yes. Oh, one more time. There we go. All right, so I need to actually put this on the stack, I think. All right, okay. So I think what I do is I flight path first, do this, and then I ignite, so that way that discards the Ember. Okay. Sorry, missequence, but I also don't play this deck a ton. So now we do the Emberblade. This now costs 1. There we go. I knew there's a way to do that. I just forgot what it was. And then we can buy, grab our Phoenix Flame. Still chilling here. And we got them down to 9. Did they block with the CNC already? We need to dodge here is like another boulder drop, realistically. Where's their CNC? Alright, they did block with the 1 CNC we saw, so if they have another, that could also be good. They are also running those erase faces as well, which could be pretty scary. Let's see what they got next turn. And blocks at least pretty well. Okay, another Miller's. Interesting. I almost want to just like block out and give 9 here. Is that crazy? Like I feel like they're also kind of overdue for at least another block next turn. They did block with their 1 CNC. They maybe have another one coming up though. The issue with this hand is like just doesn't function, right? Because we have the double firebrands. Okay, so I guess the flame call itself, this card will turn on everything. But the question is whether or not we want to do that. Actually, it's not even that bad, right? We technically, assuming that everything goes according to plan, we have flame call, so 3/3, Phoenix Flame, or it's 3/3/2, 1, 4. I guess it's not good. Go for the blockout here. Still also haven't seen any pummels, but I don't know if they're the pummel version of Victor. We'll see. I kind of felt like attacking was bad there, but like me giving up the tempo is also pretty bad. It's hard to know when to do it against Victor is the big issue. I like seeing pitching a yellow here. If we can just take like another vanilla damage turn, I think this hand works a little bit better. So Flame Call needs a red card first, but you can play it as a 1/3 and still get the go again on it. So my thinking on was it that's kind of what I was thinking. Kind of like just giving the block value here, like maybe do something like this. So we haven't seen a single pummel, so there's no real reason to believe they're on pummel. Could have it, but kind of doubt it. I think here we go for the rise into Phoenix Flame, Emberblade, hopefully Emberblade, assuming that we don't like get gripped here, which we are not. Which is... we can do like double Phoenix Flame here if we want to. So I think I'm still sitting on this. Is my plan, I think. We're getting like a little bit low on cards though. Why is Fi considered draconic if he's a Birdman? That's actually a good question. Does draconic mean anything anymore? I feel like it's kind of just one of those things where if it's fire, it's draconic. I feel like draconic is basically just like fire from Pokemon, right? Kind of what it feels like. Like Syndra and Fang are both draconic, even though like Syndra is Syndra like does she actually have any like dragon theming early? I don't think she does. Okay, so the double flame call is a little bit awkward here, but I think we can make most of this hand work, so let's go ahead and take the damage. If we mill the Phoenix Flame on top, that could be a little... I don't actually know where that is. That could be unfortunate. Alright, might still be in a bit of trouble here, but let's see if we can make this hand kind of work for us. So, let's start, I think, with the Ignite. How do we want to do this? I think we start with the spreading, right? Spreading first so that if we do get the last grip, then we're just like discarding the extra flame call. I think seems reasonable. Choke Slam is good. So now let's flame call. Or we ignite. I guess when we ignite doesn't really. We want to ideally, I think, flame call first, right? So that we can get the like spreading flames value on the ignite. That seems good. We can search. So this flame call is not going to get any flames, is the awkward part. Draconic means from Volcar at this point. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, Draconic is weird. It's like, it almost feels like it should just be fire or something. I feel like many people are asking this question. Okay. So now... okay, we have 2 chain links here. So now we can do the Ignite, which will reduce the cost of the Emberblade. The issue is this other Flame Call. I'm not entirely sure what to do with. What we could end up doing is pitching this Phoenix Flame to Emberblade. Like trying to Arsenal this or something. We could also try to do the Phi. I forget what the Phi Infinite thing and whether or not that's even feasible in the Victor. So let's do... you're pitching... or I guess Emberblade is just kind of... I guess we just do that first. Now this should be getting the +1 from the flames. Wait, now they have the test, which is not that bad though, because we can just discard the Phoenix Flame. That's fine. Alright, we get back another Phoenix Flame, and then we can just send in for extra damage. Alright, so that's the last test of Iron Grip out of the way, which is at least nice. So I think we have maybe like one more turn, and then we can maybe try to get something rolling here. Alright, we have... I feel like we drew the Flame Calls like super late this game. Maybe just an unfortunate kind of sequence here. We do have the Tenacity though, so I think this hand is still like fine. We can remember we can kind of just play these for go again, right? So I think that's gonna be this. Well, I guess the question is, can we afford to rise from the ashes here? So we can pitch the Phoenix. If we rise from the ashes, we can... I don't know if that's actually good though. Like, I think I just want a Tenacity. It seems like the best play. Yeah, I think that's the best play. I think we don't want to play this because it preserves more of the deck density. Interesting. So now I think, like, what do they have left in terms of, like, actual ways to kill us? How many visits have we seen? We have one more visit left, which I guess could be kind of annoying. We're still fine here. Like, the Tenacity should be doing a little bit of work here. search, I guess. Shuffle the deck. We do 3-1, and then this is going to be coming in for presumably 6 at minimum. I feel like this is a game. Or no, sorry, it's 5. Does that matter? Might matter. Alright, so we put them to 4. Put them to 4, we have full tempo still. Huh. I guess Rise is pretty good in this spot. You can use the last fire that burns within now. So let's again start, I guess, with the Emberblade. If dinosaurs equals birds, maybe dragons equals phoenix. Just ignore that one Enigma dragon card. I can see it. Okay. Yeah, maybe oh shit, I forgot to hold on. I need to play a Draconic card first. Attention. Oopsie. Let's play the play this Draconic card first. I know I had a sequence, I forgot. Okay. That. Okay, double overcrowded. Overcrowded seem a little suspect. I'm running 3 of these blues, right? These blue. I think I really like Rise from the Ashes in this deck as just like a weird enabler. Kind of feels like a blue and flame almost, which is kind of cool. Right, Warmongers on top. They mill, or they get to draw the disable. So I believe we can do the like Phi. How do you do it again? It's like there's a way to do it with Phi where you can like do like the infinite Phoenix Flame glitch. Is that what the kids are calling it? So we can. So I think what we do is we have to arsenal the Phoenix Flame from here, right? We don't play it out right away. But then they disable us, which is awkward. Maybe we can't do it yet. Huh. So it's like the strat is to like Phoenix Flame, like use a blue to basically like Phoenix Flame, Emberblade, buy back Phoenix Flame. Is that what you're supposed to do? Let's do this, I guess, and see. Might still be cooked here. I have a lot of cards still left in deck. Yeah, Visit's also pretty good. Alright, but I think alright, so we basically got the meme version of the list that we can try out with the Phoenix forms. I feel like this card is like actually kind of good though. Like in small quantities. Okay, Erase Face is not super relevant here. I guess semi-relevant. Maybe block like 2 Warmongers seems okay. Still don't think we've seen a pummel. I'd be very surprised if we had a pummel at this point. So we play the Phoenix Flame. Then we Emberblade, play the other Phoenix Flame. Is that how it works? I feel like you need Shuko to make this like good though, right? Alright, it might be cooked here. I feel like our combo turn just me like wasn't quite as big as I would want it to be. Maybe that was kind of the issue. Alright, so this Golden Sun for 15. Yeah, that'll probably do it. Alright, so now we get to try the fun version of the deck, which is nice. What kind of threats do they have left? I'm kind of curious. Alright, it's mostly attacks from there on out. I feel like there's maybe a way to win that, though. I need to practice this particular matchup, because it's supposedly quite good. I just need to, like, figure out actually what to do. Maybe also the overcrowds weren't doing us, like, a ton of favors into Victor. Like, maybe I want actually something else kind of in the slot. Definitely some room for, I guess, experimentation there still. Alright, let's see if we can get another one here. So let's go with the Phoenix form version of the deck and see if that does a little bit. I actually do like this card a lot, though. So, be fun to try out. Oh no, Tegan's playing Ironclad.
I mean, I've done Ascension 10 on everything other than this.
That's fair. Right, let's just run it. I know there's a bit of a debate on whether or not you should run Mask into Gravy Bones, but I still kind of like, personally like it myself. The one thing about this matchup in particular is it feels like you'd want to try to stay off an Arsenal as much as possible. It makes the Ponder token a little bit awkward here, but they are kind of on no gold, so it's kind of fine. All right, let's see if we can like Phoenix Form some people this game. Actually Phoenix Form on Ally was kind of nutty, right? It actually seems kind of sick. Yeah, let's go for it. So we do have the Ponder token, so we can play out the full hand here without feeling too bad. I feel like there are certain classes where Ponder token is a lot more broken than other classes. Like Ponder token feels kind of mid in like Wizards, but in like Ranger and like Ninja, it feels kind of broken. Let's go for the Phoenix Flame. And then we get another Phoenix Flame into Lava Burst here, which should be kind of nice. Oh, actually, oh, whoops, sorry, hold on. Do a Phoenix Flame once. Probably better. I'm surprised they didn't go for that earlier. All right, so let's go for it now. Don't want to get my shit eaten. Actually, having the redundant Phoenix Flame in the graveyard against Gravy is pretty good. Just in terms of having the redundancy in case get one flipped over. All right, finish on the burst. So we push a lot of good damage here, and then we also get to keep an arsenal. So pretty ideal start. All right, Tipple was the last card. So 5 damage plus an arsenal plus full filtering seems pretty good. Not too bad. This so Warmongers is sometimes kind of awkward against Gravy, but this Warmongers might actually not be too bad here. I have to see how it plays out. Like sometimes this card is very strong, other times it like kind of is a do nothing against Gravy. But thank you all for stopping by for the Fi stream. I kind of just wanted to play this deck kind of on a whim. Like not the most exciting deck, but I think it's like kind of just a good fundamentals deck more than anything. All right, looks like our opponent's going to be rude here, and we're not going to do everything we want here. Yeah, 5 versus Gravy is kind of fun. I don't mind this matchup all that much. So option 1 is we deny the loot the hold, which I think seems reasonable. Like, I kind of want to just do this and then give the Dragonflight here. So we get to go Ignite. Actually, maybe the Ignite's actually worse, right? The Ignite's worse because I think we want the extra +1 damage. So we go Ronin, Ember Blade, Flame Call Awakening, try to kill the Sawbones, into Phoenix Flame, play the Phoenix Flame. I guess we have all 3 Phoenix Flames, which is kind of awkward. But it seems kind of reasonable, at least. I think in this matchup, you just kind of want to try to keep them off gold and then keep yourself off an arsenal whenever possible. At least that's how I've been playing it, and it's been working. So let's now go for Ronin Renegade at face. So I imagine they're probably going to... So if they're smart here, what they do is they block either the first or the second chain link here. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rose, but basically, like, I just want to play around Conk the entire game, and then I also want to clear allies and just kind of make good value plays. I actually don't know if I like momentum in this matchup. I know a lot of people are kind of torn on it. It seems very divisive, potentially. But let's now... So they blocked there. Let's now keep going face. So now the interesting thing is now they have to give us a block here. So you have the flame call into get a Phoenix Flame. You can play around Conch with Lynx, but you can't play around Conch with Lynx, but you can with Momentum. That's fair. Now let's do okay. So block there. All right, so we can still technically threaten a card draw here. Kind of interesting. So we do this at face again. Because we have two Phoenix Flames coming in. So we search for the last one. And then this one will be for 1. The other one will be for 2, trying to kill the Sawbones. So they kind of have to like block this one, or I guess prevent it with Sawbones, which I guess is probably what they're going to do. Oh, they're not going to prevent it. Okay. Wait, that's actually kind of crazy for us. Because now this means that they can't prevent the Sawbones off the Shuko. And then we also get to draw a card here, which I think is quite nice. Yep, so this is good. I think I'm just playing this out. Yeah, but I think they had the line there actually where they could have blocked it with they could have blocked the first Phoenix Flame with the Sawbones there if they wanted to, which would deny the mass trigger. But now we just get an extra 4 damage, which is kind of gross. Yeah, very funny. So like I guess they let Sawbones die because it had the Shuko on it, right? Because it had the Shuko, they couldn't get the extra +1 on it. So I think Sawbones was always dying there unless they had the what do you call it? The why am I blanking? If they had the Fearless Confrontation there, they could have blocked the one on the Sawbones, but I don't think we're ever playing around that. Okay, and then we get to just rip this hand, which is beautiful. It's very good. They also probably should have hooked that for what it's worth. Yeah, extra 5 damage for no reason seems always pretty good. Okay, so we gotta start with the Oath here. So it's Oath into. We can pull Tunic to Spreading Flames. Is that good? No, I don't think that is. We might just be doing. I guess maybe we're just treating Spreading Flames as like a 1-for-4 here. Not very good. The Spreading Flames does not line up particularly well with the Oaths, I've kind of found, but it kind of makes a fair bit of sense. All right. What we got here. So I'm trying to think if there's a world where pulling the Tunic actually matters, and I don't believe it does. We just got to do the Ignite and Spreading Flames play. Like, we could go Spreading Flames into Ignite for an extra +1 damage, but then we're losing our Tunic counter, which feels pretty bad. Seems rough. So this Spreading Flames should... So this is 3. So it should be buffing... We're getting 1 for 5 out of this at least, right? That seems good. And then we're also threatening another card draw here, which is nice. Alright, what is our mystery card off the top? Ooh, Fire That Burns Within. Okay, that's not good right now. But that's fine. That can be our arsenal target. We could technically play it if we wanted to off of the Tunic. But I think it's, given that we just saw a Conch, I think it's probably safe to maybe assume that they don't have another one. We could also Emberblade there, which I guess would be 4. Emberblade's kind of interesting, actually. Nah. I'm gonna risk it on the Conch here. If they have another one, so be it. But if they don't, we're kind of cooking. Okay, they do have another one. Unlucky. So if that's the case, then we can block. We could take a reset turn here if we wanted to, or we could just let this hit. I think we're so far ahead that we just let this hit and let them take the arsenal. For what it's worth, I think actually maybe just playing around the second Conch was like the only way we kind of get ruin this game. It's not even that hard of a ruin. Like, they still kind of don't have a lot going on. They have like an ally here, then I guess we could be in a little bit of trouble, like an Anka or something. But they also need the blue. It have to be like a very specific 2 cards that they're gonna draw here. Okay, Lone Shark. Yeah, pretty good. They're cracking gold something fierce here. Okay, maybe they just wanted a better arsenal than Sunken. That kind of makes sense. Alright, so we rise. Anytime I see Chainlink 1 blocked with Mom, I audibly say, oh no, like 90% of the time, but I guess it didn't matter here since they only gave 1 card. Yeah, that's kind of fair. You can block Link 1 into every other ninja, yeah. Let's go for the Ronin here. So I guess we'll try to keep this a little bit of a secret. We are going to turn on their balance, which is going to be weird this turn, but like we're still going to be pushing a lot of damage, so it shouldn't matter. I do love my Ardors. Alright, give me the fresh 2 cards. Eh. Mediocre. Could be better. For sure. I guess in this case, what do we want to do? We want to awkward hand, but I think we're just gonna try to kill them. I mean, I don't even know if they are dead. Like, those are like kind of rough draws off the because we can't play both of them, right? We have to like pitch one. Kind of awkward. Oh, and we're also not getting the flame call value. Oh, so I probably should have just played the spreading flames anyways. That's my bad. I forgot we already took all 3 of our flames out of the deck. So if we spreading, is this like bad? Yeah, not right. They're not dead right now, but in some distant point in the future they might be. So I think we missed 1 damage by not playing the spreading flames. Still super awkward. For what it's worth, I guess we could lava burst into go again. Is it even worth it though? Eh. Yeah, I have a hard time imagining they're gonna be able to claw their way back this game. I feel like I'm not even gonna activate the flight path here. I think the flight path is only giving us an extra 3 damage. Which is not threatening lethal. Yeah, well, like how many opportunities are we gonna actually be able to get to use the flight path? Maybe it's actually time. I'm gonna use it. I feel like 3 damage now is maybe better than 3 damage later. Assuming they have like the nuts gravy turn that somehow ruins our entire life, but I doubt it. Seems like an okay line though. Just get an extra 3 on the board, make them think on the blocks, and then we can just keep even like a small hand. We can start kind of whittling them down. Yeah, I feel like trading in, like I feel like flight path is like pretty conditional. So like trading in now just for like a little bit of value seems fine to me. I do like to see a blood in the water get used. Ooh, Swabby off the top is good. Assume that wasn't from hand, that was off the top, so that's pretty nasty. But we're still fine here. Right, the tipple is so good. Right, so I assume this is probably blue. Then they want to play out Swabby Swing. Why didn't they use this earlier? Is this the tipple? Or this tipple is from Arsenal, right? Everyone's learning. Not everyone can be a good gravy player. For what it's worth, this is one of the harder decks in the game. So I don't blame people too much for the gravy misplays. Alright, they can have their gold at this point. I don't think they care. We're just gonna try to kill him. Just kill him, as they say. I feel like the game might have definitely been a little bit closer if they have just gotten some amount of like tempo, but it feels like the Conquerors were kind of like at this game. Okay, so let's start with Flames, I guess. So what's the play here? We do Flames into Resentment into Fires, draw a card, probably pitch it to Emberblade, and then Profit. The double one cost is a little bit awkward here. Let's just go face, though. I don't even think we're going to bother clearing the ally unless we just want the free mass trigger. That's not even a great misplay. Your first chain link was for 7. You have a D-React. Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about the tipple. Yep, that seems... Maybe seems a little bit better to use the 0 for 6 on the 7 damage. Okay, let's go for Rising Resentment into this. Anger into Resentment is kind of how my day goes. I'm sorry, Cody. That's very funny. Also, same right now. Got a lot of fun stuff going on. I assume you work in some office job, Cody. Yeah, based as well. I too work an office job, or I guess not an off. I work at a work from home office job, but similar bullshit. All right, let's go ahead and draw our card here. I think I'm just gonna make it prohibitively expensive to attack with Swabby, and that's how I'm gonna win. All right, I don't think they can even attack with it at this rate. So they give us a card here, and then they have to give us another card some later point. Or we could just kill the Swabby. No, I'd rather just take the card out of hand, I think. Again, still really awkward. Or this actually takes 2 cards because we have the Spreading Flames, right? Oh, you walk dogs in NYC. Now this is a deck. You don't like my Marlin gameplay aggro, but you do like my Phi gameplay? Who's this guy?
That was aggro in chat.
Yeah, aggro. What is... Oh, you like aggro? You like blazing?
Aggro blaze 6-7.
6-7? Take flight, Phi. I don't know. I like this deck. It like kind of reminds me of like a very kind of like I feel like it's not as complex as like Zen, where you have like a lot more like interesting sequencing trying to get like the chi in the deck and stuff. But it feels like there's actually like a lot more kind of going on with Phi than like there's ever been going on with Phi. Like it's probably like the most fun to play Phi now than like forever. I didn't say I didn't like Marlin, but Phi is OG and old. That's actually true for me too. I actually got into the game playing Phi. Fun fact. That's really cool. All right, we got a Marionette here. Let's go ahead and use the Marionette board. So Taylor's been telling me a lot about this deck, and I think it seems quite cool, so I wanted to give it a shot. What do we cut? Probably want to cut the Phoenix Form stuff into Marionette. I'm not playing Taylor's exact list. I'm playing kind of like a little bit of a spin on it. Oh yeah, I'll tell Tegan you said hi.
Keegan, not
Keegan. That's fair. I mean, Keegan's also a name. Like, it's not that far off.
Keegan.
Tegan. Hey, aggro knows who you are, kind of.
I mean, like, it's fine. That's fine.
No.
I hit K on accident.
No, that's fine. I also have, like, the worst typing of all time. No, you're all good. I call her I call her Keegan sometimes, too.
No, you don't.
I do when you're not looking. Or listening. Alright, so we got Everblade into double Phoenix. Or I guess it's only one Phoenix. The other one. Okay, seems fine. Also the extra E. Aw. I mean, the extra E makes sense, right?
Well, that one's fine. No one knows how to actually spell it perfectly.
Also, for what it's worth, here, I think I probably should have arsenaled the Rise. I just, like, was kind of autoplaying. I think I had the option to, right? I could have Rising Resentment into that play the Blaze Headlong. I think it's better. Yeah, that was probably the better play. But we still get a Blaze Headlong in Arsenal, so I guess it's not the end of the world here. You're all good, Zach. I think Tegan just wanted to give you some shit. Okay, let's see. So we got the Inflame. So it's kind of awkward here, I guess. So Mark of the Black Widow, also very exciting. Are we just taking the L on this hand? I feel like taking the L on this hand seems somewhat wise. So they pump this to 6 at minimum. Feels bad. Maybe we just make them give us 5. Or we could also just take the damage. Let them hit the Phoenix Flame. Maybe that's acceptable because their hand sucks anyways. Yeah, I think this is no blocks, right? I was thinking like maybe we just like give them some number of blocks to try to get them to push over the mass trigger and then we take an off turn. But I think if we have a Phoenix Flame in hand, we might as well just discard it, right? All gas, no breaks in this matchup? Okay. I'll try to like turn off my blocking half of my brain. Alright, pick up the point. Seems good. They're pitching a Kiss of Death as well. Or maybe not wanting to. Seems maybe better to play the Kiss there. Okay, they do want to pitch the Kiss. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to try to go all gas, no breaks. Okay, they had a second Kiss. That probably makes sense. Still no incentive to really block this, I don't think. So we take 4, we go to 28, and then we get to play... Our hand's still kind of bad, right? We play the Inflame, and then... So Inflame, Blaze Headlong... No, I guess it's still fine. Yeah, we just take this. Oh, they pitched the wrong Kiss, clearly. Clear misplay there. At least the nice part is they aren't flipping here, which is good. Always love it when a marionette is not flipping their shit. So we go Inflame into the Blaze Headlong into Emberblade, Phoenix Flame, Firebrand. Probably do just want to go off an Arsenal. They haven't seen a Leap No yet. So their Codex is like kind of mid at this point. No real reason to pop Mask yet, I don't think. And then let's go for Blaze Headlong. Anyways, what I was saying is that this was actually one of the decks that brought me into the game, which is really cool. I do like this deck a lot for that reason. I have like a lot of nostalgia, I guess, playing this deck. Not like my favorite deck I think of all time, but like just like you always remember like your kind of like first hero, I guess you kind of gravitate towards. I think Fi was that for me. And I think like Fi and Bravo were like the two that I kind of gravitated towards, like when I got back in the game around like when Lexi was kind of still around. Yeah, I like these decks a lot. They're very cool. Let's. They could actually decide to pop Lynx here if we wanted to, which would let us discard the Phoenix Flame to the other card, but I feel like it's maybe not that good. Dash IE and Fi were it for me. That's fair. I think Dash IE is a good choice. But yeah, I feel like I got into the game maybe like I didn't think it was right around like when Uprising. When did we get into the game, Tegan? It was like right around Uprising, right?
During Outsiders.
It was during Outsiders. It was like after Uprising. I'd love to see that they're blocking here, by the way. I don't think we saw a Leave No yet, unless I have a Combat Chain blind this. Okay, we did see a CNC, but they probably don't have the ability to Codex us in a meaningful way yet. Alright, Mark the Black Widow. I think this is also just a no blocks, right? We just make them mark us and then deny the flip. So what does that mean we're keeping? We're keeping like these 3, discard Salt. Alternatively, we can... Well, actually, the Phoenix... Wait, they banished 1 Phoenix Flame. Wait, how did they do that? Did I banish your Phoenix Flame? Wait, did I like forget to play this? Wait, how did this get here? Oh, from Mark. That's where. Yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay, so we still have 1 Phoenix Flame left in the deck. and then we discard. So okay, so we play Phoenix head, Ronin Renegade, pitch the Salt to the Emberblade. We have a Phoenix Flame in hand from this. Play another Phoenix Flame. So this all works, and we discard this. Okay, I think I see the line. Yeah, but I've been curious about how this matchup is specifically, because I think this is one of the ones like going into like Pro Tour that you're probably going to be like a little bit concerned about. Seems like it's not the worst matchup in the world, but maybe not like amazing. I have to give it a couple more reps though. Like it seems like it's maybe like pretty like closer than I think people think. So you get to go 3-3, 1-2, get an Arsenal. Pretty good. All right, we got a Shred there. Hey, why are they running Shred in this deck? We ain't blocking. Doing nothing of the sort here. Another interesting play we could do is we could pop the links for. Oh no, we could have popped links if they didn't block Chain Link 1. But now since we, oh no, we could still do the same play, right? If they don't block this, we could pop links to get our Phoenix Flame discarding machine. But maybe the value on that's like kind of weird. Like if we can't play the card immediately, then that gets a little suspect. I think we're just saving Tune Encounter for Far to War. I think that's going to be probably the strat here. And then we can, if I get our attack Phoenix. So like only getting how much damage by doing like I don't think that mask there is actually all that good, right? Save our mask for like our big turn, which I think hopefully should be coming up pretty soon. It's pretty Marionette favored, but their list looks a lot more mid-rangey, which is more Fine favored. Okay, that's kind of good to know. All right, Sync Below I'd like to see. All right, 2 Sync Belows, not necessarily though. So I'm maybe looking to sync one of these syncs, or looking to sync this sync away. Hoping not see another CNC though. That'd be kind of rough. They go like leave no, where I think we're chilling. All right, Tunic. All right, Command and Conquer. Yep, good. These do block 6 for what it's worth. So we could go block here. We also could just go no blocks. But then what are we doing with our hand? The hand is kind of shit, right? Like if we do like this block 6, we get to play Ronin Renegade plus Searing Emberblade, which is at least some damage. And we still get to sit on the sync. But if we don't block, then what does our hand do? Yeah, I think this is like one of those scenarios where we block, right? Like the hand doesn't actually work if we don't block here. Unlucky. Oh, you'd clear the mark and let the sync blow go? Interesting. Um, They can inertia us, which is at least nice. Okay, so you block 5 with the Ronin plus the what was the option? We block 5 with the Ronin plus the like Lava Burst or something, and then we like just send Phoenix Form at them. But this works, just don't attack. So we're not gonna trigger like there's no trap that we can actually trigger that matters for us here, right? So actually, if we want to hold on, actually maybe the correct play is we want to preserve the Tune Encounter for the Far to War turn. So we do these two. And then this is not going to trigger Inertia Trap. Like at worst, it's like Frailty or like whatever, right? Yeah. I think we do this just so that we're not doing this, and then we get to keep the Tune Encounter this way, which I feel like is the ticket to getting to like the combo turn. Alright, still no Far to War. Unlucky. It's been like 4 turns, so I guess the odds on that aren't like super good. We've not seen like a ton of our deck. I do love seeing pitching a Shelter there though. So maybe their trapdoor hand was not actually all that impressive. Oh yeah, this seems very awkward. Although Oh, this is Codex. This kind of sucks. Although we have the overcredit though, so maybe it's not that bad. What do we get in that case? Okay, so I kind of want to sink below so that like this to me is signaling that they're gonna try to go for a either another CNC or their hand was bad. Yeah. So this to me is signaling that they want to go for a Codex, but I think that we should actually discard a Codex because we're like I want to get the value off of this sink below before they just like send it at me as like a sink below, or they send it to like a CNC at me, which is what they're signaling here. So I think I'm just going to preemptively use this and then try to block the overcrowd is my thought. Let's go ahead and get rid of. I guess the flame call is kind of awkward here. I think I just want to stave off a little bit of damage here. So I'm assuming this is Codex. Yep, makes sense to me. So we can get like a. We can get a Phoenix form for the memes. Good evening, Electrum. How's it going? All right. So there's the meme choice here, and then there's probably the correct choice. Are you feeling the meme choice or the correct choice? I'm feeling the meme choice. All right, we're hitting the point in the night where we're memeing a little. That's fine. So I think we block with these two. Get the 6 value. Send the Blaze Headlong, and then just set up for the Phoenix Form turn of our dreams. That's gotta be the strat. Yeah, we're doing it for the memes. I feel like correct play is probably the Blaze Headlong. But the incorrect play and the fun play is to go for the Phoenix Form. They've also hit us with like 3 CNCs, which is kind of unlucky, but what are you gonna do? Just buy things. One turn we'll draw our good card, and then it will be a good turn, but not yet. A friend of mine said they wanted to get back into Fab, so we played some games. Oh, that's so fun. What kind of game? What deck are they looking to get back into? I feel like CC is actually an early, like, I don't know. CC feels like it's very like fun for me right now. I know a lot of people are kind of burnt out on the game in general. Like Sage to me feels like it fell off a little bit, just because like the card support just feels kind of weird there. But CC has been like a lot of fun for me. I felt like the same decks are still really good. Like Marionette's still good. You know, your usual suspects are still like doing quite well, but like otherwise, like it feels like the format has some decks that are like kind of creeping up in terms of popularity, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I think CC's in a great spot right now, personally. I know a lot of people are still like annoyed by like Acilio and some other heroes, which is fair. Alright, finally drew it. So we're gonna hope we don't die here. That's gonna be the strat. Let's pray to the assassin gods that we're not dead this combat chain. Oh, okay, we're getting Mark the Black Widow for 11. Sounds right. Oh, they're gonna keep it a Kiss of Death. Okay. Sure. Yeah, let's just dodge disruption here and we're fine. We're fine. F-A-I-N-E. Fine. Faish. It's strange to me that meta is very wide, but people are struggling to enjoy CC at the moment. That's fair. I think I also play like a very not boring CC deck, so maybe I get a little bit more enjoyment than like people who are just playing like Marionette over and over again, which I think is fair. It's kind of like in a weird like in between spot right now. Okay, I think we're just cooking here, although they did flip in a trapdoor, which is annoying. That's okay. We salvage on. Okay, so actually, here's a Arachne question. Can they reflip in a trapdoor and get another trap? When you become this. So, okay, what does this say? Mask of Deceit. When this defends, become a random agent of chaos. So, you choose the agent of chaos. So, I think you would be able to get 2 traps, right? You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get another. You cannot double trapdoor. Okay, interesting, because you're already trapdoor. That kind of makes sense. Okay. So that's one less thing to think about. Now, for the rest of this hand, how do we navigate? Huh. What is the play here? They have. Oh, you can't double. Okay, great. Okay, cool. So flame call. You have to play another red card. Phoenix form's awkward. What is the play here? We could play. What we could start by doing is just buy Art of Phoenix War, and then pull Tunic and just use it. But that would mean we do have to draw into another blue. Maybe that's the play though. All right, I'm gonna go with what my gut says here. This feels awkward, but like maybe it's right. Hand kind of sucks if I'm being honest. Oh, so you have to become the trapdoor. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this actually is kind of working out. So we played another red card. That turns that on. I don't think we can get all the modes on this, but we should be able to get at least one, right? So we do... we have one Phoenix Flame in the deck. We do this now. Interesting. The sequencing here is very strange, but I think it's starting to make... Wait, oh, they banished the other one. Shit, I forgot about that. That's still fine. That might still be fine. Is it fine? It means we have to play this Inflame out, which is awkward. Right, actually banishing that other Phoenix Flame was actually pretty rough, right? I guess there wasn't really much to do. Oh, we get to links now. Oh, wait, this fixes the whole hand. So if we do this, then we can get Inflame. Hold on. So Inflame would get the Phoenix Flame from the yard, and then we can use that Phoenix Flame to discard the fire that burns within, draw a card. Alternatively, we get Ignite, but then we don't have a Phoenix Flame for that because we don't... Yes, so we need to get Inflame here, I think. Okay, so get Inflame. Interesting. The sequencing here continues to confuse me, I guess. So now we play the Inflame, but then this is still bad, right? Is this card, like, good? I think this card is, like, maybe bad. Okay, so we get the Phoenix Flame. We discard it to the fire that burns within now. Alright, I think we somehow made this turn work, but kind of awkward all around. Now we do this one. Kind of making it work, but still seems awkward. Surprised they're also not blocking with Mask at some point here. So now we're just using this as basically a 0 for 4, which is kind of poor. Alright, Phoenix War is very bad in my opinion. Switched it out for Compounding Anger. I think Compounding Anger is also pretty juicy. I think I was originally running, in the original version of this list, I was running Fire Tenant Strike first, which I do just, like, enjoy the stat line on this card. I think it's pretty solid. I feel like this is good as, like, a one-of, maybe. Like, a spicy little one-of. But in multiples, it seems kind of awkward, maybe. How much effort do you need to put in for one or... I think what you're trying to get on this card is at least the bare minimum of the first mode, just as your, like, head jab. And if you get the second mode, then you're kind of chilling. I guess it's not, like, the worst thing in the world here. I think we're still probably dead this turn, most likely, but... I think we also drew our Far to War super late, so maybe it kind of feels like a little bit of a power card matchup. I also think we're kind of, like, memeing a little bit at this point. I do enjoy seeing the sink below there, though. Kind of awkward, but I think we might just have to give them... We're probably going to have to give them armor at some point this game. I'm thinking we maybe give Tunic here, try to hold as much of this hand as possible, maybe block the Ignite on a later turn. What we could also do is we could block Ignite now, which is maybe reasonable. I don't know how much, like, the only downside of Compounding Anger is that it is, the downside of Compounding Anger is it's Chain Ender, which is, like, kind of at a premium in this deck. I do like the starters in the sense of like Fire Titan Strike First. Feels like it gives you a little more consistency. That's why I like Fire Titan personally, but I can see arguments for both. I think. Okay, so we got a Chelicera. So is this the marionette classic of we're dead to double T-Tox? Sounds about right. But I guess we'll make them work for it. So for here, they pump Tarantula. Feels like we have at least one T-Tox in store for us. So how do we not die, I guess is the question. It's currently coming in for 10, or it's currently coming in for 13 on board. So we need to figure out how to block 13, which I don't think we can do. So I think we're in the world where they don't have T-Tox, and then we try to win based off that. So I think what we try to do is get them to potentially use a T-Tox here, and then we sink below, and then hope they don't have like a Codex or something. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Ignite though, since we don't necessarily need it. Okay. Oh, they did have double T-Tox. Okay. So no way in the world we're basically blocking that. That's hilarious. A lot of the time against Marionette, sometimes you gotta just say, what are you gonna do, right? That's kind of one of those scenarios. I kind of want to see what their deck was. So it looks like they're doing like a little bit more attack actiony. Yeah, casual whelp. Yep. I think that's a GG's go next. I mean, like that's what the deck does, you know. The classic. All right, I probably got like one more game in with you. Let's go ahead and see how it goes.
I love agency.
I love agency. I love agency. All right, we're gonna get them on the run back though.
Hey, you should show off Wilson.
Where's Wilson?
He's right there.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab Wilson. Let me at least sideboard first.
Speaking of agency, show off Wilson.
Yeah, speaking of agency. Okay, so what I actually want to do in this matchup. Okay, we have time to show off Wilson. That's fine. Let me grab Wilson real quick. Second. All right, buddy. All right. All right, it's Wilson time. All right, Wilson time.
What's in time?
All right. Oh, we get to play against a Marlin, which this matchup is supposedly quite cursed. So bring in our sinks. All right, give them a hello. And then let's hold Wilson while we think about our sideboard choices here. So I think we're gonna cut the cute stuff, like the Rise Up and that. Let's make like one in Flame as well. Let's try something like this. And then this is probably an old knocker matchup if I had to guess, honestly. Let's try something like that. Yeah, this is Wilson. He got pee on his feet earlier. So he's just been kind of gross.
Very gross.
He's very gross. Come on, Wilson.
He's sad.
I think Breaking Point is reasonable. It kind of depends what the meta ends up being, but I feel like against Acilio, it's kind of weird. I feel like that's the one downside is like Arsenal Disruption is kind of bad right now. Let's go with the Phoenix Swim Head, just because it lets us keep our random Ponder token arsenal. I think basically every arsenal we're kind of happy with against Marlin. Then let's start with the fires here. Another case scenario where the Phoenix form is being a little awkward though. I discard that flame. Oh, hello. But they do have the Honing Hood. So that's actually not that good. We'll see. That could still be good. We need to make them use the Honing Hood here. It's the trick. I guess go ahead and pitch the Phoenix form. Interesting. So we gotta kind of bait out the hood before this becomes good. Like if they... They're not blocking here, which makes me think that they want to just pop the hood here. So the way we get punished is if this last card is 3 Oak. But I think I'm willing to take that gamble. Yeah, I think we're not supposed to Warmongers here, which is weird. So let's what's safer here? I think Warmonger's in hand. Okay, so funny enough, they didn't pop the hood. So maybe this is 3 oak in hand. That's kind of what that's reading to me. They're also not on the mini fridge, which is significant. So it could have been a take game. Interesting. All right, still on take game. All right, going for the hook. Oh, okay, Yelpin, we do not care. The issue is they're still. So the issue is now they're going to see the Warmongers, and now it's going to be like less good. Also, funnily enough, the Oath is kind of awkward on this hand. We could break the hook, but that would involve us using a bunch of cards, which I don't love. I think what the play is here. I feel like the play is to... God, is the play to block with Warmongers? Is that crazy? Wait, can I pop hook? I mean, I can pop hook, but is it worth it to pop hook? Like, we have to give up Old Knocker and Shuko? Unless I'm missing something. We have to give, like, 4 pieces of armor. Like, we could pop hook, but I'm wondering if that's even good. So we can pop hook, Warmongers, and then just make them deal with it. I mean, maybe we're overthinking it. Maybe Warmongers is still good. You think it's worth it to pop? Okay, let's give the armor then. We'll see. I feel like... I feel like it's weird to, like, throw the armor this early, but we'll give it a shot. And then if that's the case, then maybe we are just going to throw the Warmonger. We could also just sit on the Warmongers. Yeah, I think maybe just forcing the hood out makes sense when we know we're on more copies. I think I like cycling the Inflame here, though. Okay, that was not necessarily the return we wanted, but that's fine. Oh, we shouldn't have cycled the Inflame. Ah, right, because we needed that as a starter. We weren't guaranteed to draw into another red. That was my bad. That's still fine-ish, though. So we can just arsenal the Lava Burst. We can actually, so we can fight and just get rid of this. So we're losing out on like 5 damage there or something, which is pretty bad. But this does let us. So the alternative play was we're going to IP, either play the Inflame or IP with it. I guess it's still kind of awkward. All right, I guess I'll play the Warmongers out, but I'm not excited about it. All right, so I think that sync was probably a punt. Maybe also results oriented since we drew the Lava Burst, but I feel like on average it's probably not great. Let's go ahead and do War. All right, opponent also chooses War, which maybe means we're due for a Honing Hood here. I mean, we did pop the hook for what it's worth, so maybe not too bad. Yep, King Shark. Yeah, that's almost like why I was tempted to cycle the Warmongers there. At least it was just a normal run-of-the-mill King Shark. Yeah, like that's the rough part there is like even if we do Warmongers there, like them having the Honing Hood up is really rough for us, right? For what it's worth, we do still have 2 more Warmongers in the deck, but like kind of why I didn't want to take this line because it means that we're like if they have the hand for it, it's like super good for them. Like Warmongers in this case scenario is basically like a do nothing if you think about it. So yeah, I guess it's kind of weird. Why was Warmongers not correct turn 0? Because they also had the hood up, right? If they have the so what they were holding in their hand was a leftover card with the Honing Hood. I guess we could have played it on turn 0 and just forced them to use, but like I don't know, like using Warmongers to force Hood feels weird. Maybe it's still correct though. I don't know. Oh, I guess for what it's worth, they didn't load with the Hood, right? So they didn't load with the Hood on turn 0. Which means they have the take game in hand. Interesting. If you play Warmongers, yeah, that's the trick is like they can just play around it basically whenever they want with the Honing Hood. Like it feels like there wasn't really a clean opportunity to get them to just like pop it for free basically. Interesting. I'll have to like think back on like what actually was the play there. Maybe Warmonger's turn 0 was actually the play. So like Warmonger's turn 0. Like, okay, so like assuming that we know their hand is take game, then Warmonger's turn 0 is like correct, but they still have the hand that could have cast the Yellowfin, so like, oh, also I needed to not pass there. That's my bad. But it's kind of interesting. If you didn't Warmonger's turn 0, you probably don't break Hook. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's true. So we can Blaze Headlong, pitch. So if we play the Flame Call, this is coming in for. I mean, they're 4 either way. I guess this does have the added benefit of getting a Phoenix Flame out of the deck, which we don't actually want because we already have 2 of them. So I believe the correct play is just play this out. If we hit with the next one, actually, if we links, we could get the Ignite and then go full Ignite on the Flame Call. Is that worth it? Not the worst thing in the world. Ignite pushes another functional like 5-ish damage. Yeah, that's actually good. Yeah, let's pop links. Let's grab then our. So I want to maintain the 2 Phoenix Flames in the graveyard just because they can always like Sunken Treasure turn one over. I guess we'll go for this now. Still feels really awkward. It forces them to have the arrow as the last card, yeah, which is what I'm thinking about. Like, maybe that's still the play. Maybe we're like overthinking it too much, and maybe just Warmonger's turn 0 is like always correct. But like my thought was like, if they have the arrow as the last card, then we don't want to do that, right? Because we're basically just doing it for no value. But I think that's maybe too greedy, maybe. Also, kind of interesting that they're playing take games in recent times, I guess. At least their hand should be kind of bad unless they have like the Oreo next turn. Oh, you're excited to watch Marlon is Unsolved 3? Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Or that video was a lot of fun. Recording. This hand kind of worked out good. It felt like we like spent a lot of resources though. I'm not super happy with how I played like these first couple turns, but we have another Warmonger, so maybe it all is not lost. All right, there's the other 3 oak. Rough. King Shark. Rough. Maybe the correct answer is I shouldn't be playing this deck. Maybe I should just be playing Marlin. But for what it's worth, at least they can't. Oh, I think we just win the game, right? Okay. So we show them the Warmongers, and then we Rising Sun Inflame Warmongers arsenal, and hope they can't play the game next turn. Seems good. We'll take those. So this is why you don't run reds in your Marlin deck, by the way. Show them the Warmongers. They cry. Alright, so maybe Warmongers might have lost us the game, but now it's winning us the game, which is always hilarious. I have become the villain. I despise this card. As a Marlin player myself. I just like do not like the design of this card. Like I think it's like too restrictive for what it does. But we get to resolve it. And if we're not to the detriment, I guess, of this card, then I guess it's fine. Yeah, they always have like 3 oak on those 2 card hands, I feel like. Almost always. It looks like they're playing like the old, like a very, very old version of the Marlin list. That's what it reminds me of, at least. Like no mini fridge, no like not a very high blue count. Just like red buffs and stuff. Like how are they also making room for cheating, I guess is the question. I want to take like a look at this list after the game. Let's go for the Firebrand here now, and then we just end on the Warmongers. Hopefully ruin their day next turn. Okay, yeah, I imagine there unless their arsenal unless their hand's like cracked like 2 blues plus uh arrow and arsenal, then this should be doing some work here. Could also be doing some work against us because we do have some number of non-attacks in the deck, but all right, let's do some more. Quick, someone mention Acilio. Why are we mentioning Acilio in the chat? Okay. My pass makes sense. I do like to see the codex gone. All right, what do we want to do here? So I guess we're gonna start on. I guess Phoenix Form will at least get the go again, which is really whatever. I guess maybe we just go for the salt. Is that gonna be the highest value line? No, because we actually want the draconic text, right? So I think we do this. I think we do this, dump the hand, play Phoenix Form at the end for little to no value, and then go from there. Alright, so you can turn over one of our Phoenix Flames, but we have 3 of them in the yard, so I think that's fine. As long as they don't have a second one, we're probably chilling. At least they're not making gold like this, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, thank you, Phoenix Flame. You served us well. Okay, so we got the Rising Resentment. We could use this one floating to just get the Phoenix Flame early, which I think is what we're gonna do. So let's get the Phoenix Flame early. Oh, Rose and I have spoken before, and she's not a fan of Acilio. That's fair. That's fair. It's always funny to, I guess, hear about what cards people like really, really do not like. And I feel like Warmonger is pretty high up there for me. Yeah, we're all Acilio fans here. Tegan's an Acilio fan. Everyone's an Acilio fan. I think you gotta be an Acilio fan if they printed he's gotta be like the most popular hero of all time if they print a second one, right? Would only make sense. You know, I think it's funny though. Like when I think Acilio 2 was in the pipeline, he probably was like a pretty popular hero at the time. Like I know when Rosetta came out, like people kind of like when he was kind of like more of like an underdog hero, like people actually really did like Acilio.
Not me.
Maybe not Tegan, but like I feel like more people liked Acilio than didn't like Acilio when he was bad, right?
Bad taste.
Yeah, like I personally didn't like Acilio. Tegan didn't like Acilio, but like I feel like there's like a fair portion of the Fab community that did not like Acilio, or that did like Acilio like near release when he was like less good, basically. Um, Tegan obviously certified hater, so don't listen to them. But it's kind of funny to think about how that perception, I guess, has shifted. All right. We might still be cooked here if they have another 3-oak or something to do with these last couple cards in hand. Kind of putting them on a codex, maybe. They did pitch one. Oh boy, this hand is rough. Riches, huh? Why are we running riches into Phi? Oh, this is for you. I think that might be the first donation we've ever actually gotten on the stream, which is hilarious.
Oh my god.
That's very funny.
That's very funny.
Silly. Okay, maybe that's what I should do. I should be pivoting to Acilio hate content, like Tolarian Community College. Like, maybe that's where we get the big donos. But thank you, Rose, for the first. I think that is actually the first donation that we've ever gotten on stream.
I think so, yeah. Of me going like, I hate silly.
Which is hilarious.
I mean, alright. Maybe this is mean, but I feel like people really like heroes that are like, oh yeah, like it's kind of an underdog pick, right? You like to see a hero that doesn't always do well. But like, I think that that's like a bad way to think about it because sometimes those heroes are things like Acilio, and like it's like, oh well, this is actually obnoxious if you think about it for like more than a second.
Yeah. The nice part is at least we're dodging King Shark here. Kind of funny.
It's not like Marlin, where the deck's actually really interesting.
Yeah, I feel like Marlin. Okay, so like here's an actual like kind of hot take. I think that Dromai was like the only interesting redline deck, and I think even that is maybe a stretch.
That was another example of a deck where it's like, oh, it's not super good, and then when it became good, it actually
yeah.
Dio as well.
I don't know. I think I just kind of don't like playing red. Like I feel like Fi is even not like a super red line deck because he does have some cards that like kind of pitch. Faish. Um, like I feel like any deck that where you're just kind of like more red line is gonna struggle with the issue of it's kind of like not having a super healthy play pattern. I guess I don't know.
Like the game's built on pitching, so if you're not doing that, it feels like you're missing something.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I do think that Syndra kind of was a interesting like Syndra and Fi, like the way that they're designed now are a lot more interesting than when they were designed, I guess. Okay, so I guess Syndra was kind of like designed in a more interesting way on release where like I don't think she was supposed to have like all these like super consistent pieces to her basically. Interesting. Oh, they have tunic up, so this is like Codex or something. Seems good. Not too shabby. Might be in trouble here. Oh, it's catch of the day too. Oh Jesus. Okay. Seems good. Yeah, these Ardors did not line up this game. That's fine. Actually, what we could do here is let them just take a Phoenix Flame here so that we get this Ardor out of our hand. I don't think we can use both of them very profitably, right? Alright, so I think next turn we just gotta hope that we don't have another King Shark. Yeah, I think we I feel like we may misplayed a couple times this game. Maybe a couple times. But I think for what it's worth, Lupine was also telling me this is like kind of a cursed matchup, so fair enough. You know, I feel like I've done this to Fies like a million times. I feel like I deserve to be kind of on the other end of it. Yeah. Oh boy, they have a high plus. Okay, we're like dead. Ain't no way we live this. Unless they have like the worst hand of all time, which I doubt. How are they making room for all these red buffs, by the way? That's crazy. They have to be running like 8 red buffs at this point. Which is nuts. That's so many. Okay, I guess they just like draw all the 3 oaks. That makes sense too. Yeah, that seems good. I think we're dead. I think we are dead. Yep. Pretty alright there. Alright, I want to take a look at this deck because I'm morbidly curious how many red buffs they're on. But they got us fair and square. Yeah. This was not even close. I think they just like they got to resolve all 3 of their 3 oaks. We got to resolve none of our 2 oaks basically. But look, I kind of want to see what is their deck running. Oh my god, they are on. All right, so pre-med, retake. Oh my god, they are like so light on blues. What are they cutting in this case? They're still on trophy shots. It looks like they're on riches. That's not a lot of blues. Wait, hold on. Let me count how many blues this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, I think they're on 30 blues. Kind of crazy. Wait, what are the yellows that they're cutting? I'm kind of curious. They cut Kraken for this matchup? No, they are running Kraken, I think. Kraken, Sleep Dart, Widowmaker. Yeah, I think they are on 2 Kraken. So wait, what are they cutting? Hold on. Don't they have more yellows? Or what? Aren't we running more yellows? Hold on, let me see. Let me look at. Let me guess. I look at Chandler's list real quick. Oh, they're cutting Gold to Tip. What? Hmm. That seems suspect. Yeah, I don't know if we can cut gold to tip in this matchup, but uh, you are allowed to do whatever you want to do in this game. I guess that's fair. Um, it's not just that though, right? No, I think that's what they're doing. They're cutting gold, or they're not running gold to tip in this matchup, and then they're running the red buffs, and then the pre meds. Like they're basically running just like 9 buffs, which is kind of nuts. I feel like there's maybe something there. But if it still feels like you're gonna run into that weird consistency problem where you're just not able to fire a cannon 95% of the time. Um, but an interesting deck. It looks like they're also main decking Fables, which is kind of weird. But cool. Fair enough. For what it's worth, I think this matchup is still like pretty bad for the Phi side, so don't feel too bad about it. But anyways, I think that's probably gonna wrap it up for today. Let me go back to the Phi list. So I think probably I don't think the Phoenix Storms were super impressive those games. So let's maybe go ahead and move those out to the board. But I think if you want to meme with those, I think that's also very acceptable. So I think what I originally had for the deck list was something like this. So let me maybe these. You guys running just the Fire Tenant Strike First, which I do kind of enjoy a little bit in this deck. But I think there are a lot of good cards. I think I actually maybe did like one Oath, two, or like I did something like this. Or no, I did. Hold on, let me figure out exactly what I did. I think I did this, and then 2 Inflame, and then one Oath. I think that makes sense. Um, Some people don't like gold to tip, which is wrong, but fair. Authority I could see since Phi can block out with the Uriak assistance. That's fair. I think it depends. Like, I know Chandler was actually main decking Ataya, which I think is kind of reasonable. I'm not the only person who enjoys main deck Ataya. I think that there are a fair number of people. I actually like Ataya a lot. I know that some people aren't a fan, but I still enjoy it now and then. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me go ahead and share the deck list again. Again, the matchups here are just copied from Lupine, so they're not super accurate, but I'll go ahead and post it in the chat in case anyone wants to just toy around with this. I think Lupine's deck is still a really good baseline. I think the cuts I made were like pretty minimal, or just kind of looking at the blue base. But yeah, everyone have a good night. Hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, I think we're gonna try to do some more Marlin on Wednesday. I don't know fully what I want to do, but I just want to get a couple reps in just to kind of keep a little practice with the deck. I don't like main deck Ataya, but that's only because I don't have it. Fair enough, fair enough. But anyways, have a good rest of the night, y'all, and I will see y'all on Wednesday for some more Marlin stuff. But yeah, see y'all around.